Previously, amongst the chaos of exterior week,
You know, if I fall off, get the cameras on it, because then that's work safety, isn't it?
the couples went head-to-head to win the $15,000 challenge prize. And an advertising campaign
So you want to get a photo of this gate? Yeah, it's a pretty crappy gate.
that could be the difference between winning and losing come auction day.
Polly Ross.
Tonight, time is against them.
We need to put in the letterbox.
Fencing around the spa.
Painting, painting, painting.
The weather is against them,
Our paint is just dripping.
and they turn against each other.
That half's theirs and that half's mine. This is a bit scary, this.
Talks to my son like that again, I'll knock his head in.
Right.
I'm over there.
Here comes another one. Here comes another one. It's day 58, the last working day on the block. Our least experienced renovators, Polly and Woz, have decided to make hay before the sun shines.
We wanted to be cracking by 5 a.m, but we just couldn't physically get out of bed, so 6 a.m. it is. The painting needs to be done by the time everyone gets here, because everyone kicks up dirt and dust, so there'll be just crap flying everywhere.
Last day on the block. If every other day I've said it's going to be bigger and bigger and bigger, well, this will be, without doubt, the biggest day on the block, full stop.
For Josh and Jenna in House 1, it's a slightly slower start to their big day.
It'll be sad after it's over, but today I'm just going to be so focused on getting everything done that we want to get done before the auction.
I was just having a shower before, I'm thinking, God, like, this is the last day and reveal day. Like, what do we do after the judges are gone? Like, what do we do?
For Katrina in House 3, this morning is also bittersweet.
Things are about to change and I have to go back to normal life, so I'm sad in that sense that we'll be all moving out and I won't see everyone again. But my body's telling me that that's enough and I'm tired and the renovation is just, getting to me.
Struggling to get my eyes open, So I feel like I've been on a grub. Feel I haven't.
Rod hired his one-time adversary and landscape gardener Chris to help with the backyard, and they spent most of last night screwing. Screws.
Yeah, it was a big night last night. We just got on a bit of a roll there. It felt as though if we don't get a few things done, we're going to be really pushing hard to make things happen to the level and the quality that we wanted.
Hey, balance.
All right, brother, I'm all right. Yeah.
Tough getting out of bed.
It wasn't too bad. The roof is starting this morning.
Jeez, mate, that's a sight for sore eyes, that is, isn't it?
Give us a look, mate. That was awesome. And all down there as well. I'm glad we did it at night. We probably couldn't see what we were doing.
I'm going to get out the front and get on the brush.
Exactly who organised that? Not me.
If people stop stealing our timber,
Who's stealing the timber?
That's a scenario, that's what you're getting.
The pressure of the last few days has seen tensions rise on the block. And today, site foreman Keith wants it to stop.
Hey, guys. Everybody, this morning we're going to have a site meeting at 8 o'clock out in the block of land. 24 hours to go. Tensions are boiling over at the moment. I don't want that to happen anymore. I just want to keep a lid on it. That's my job to control all this. That's why I've called the meeting. All right, guys, yesterday wasn't much fun. We had lots of blues yesterday. Everyone was arguing. We had tools getting pinched. We've got a big site, got a lot of guys on here. We all have to start getting along. We've got one day to go, plus tomorrow morning. So let's really make an effort today to get along. All right, we all clear on that? Let's have a good day and let's get a good result.
beers afterwards.
Beers afterwards,
Beers
definitely. It's all right, I don't mind. 4 or 5 slads will be here at the end of the day.
As the day fires up, the enormity of the task ahead begins to sink in.
Between now and 9 o'clock tomorrow, we have to get all the plants in, so that's soil plants and then mulching them front and back.
Cut and make a gate just here.
Trim up the deck.
Got to put all these plants in front and back.
We need to put in the letterbox.
Fencing around the spa.
Paint the fence.
We've got to mulch everything. We've got to finish the paving, and then we've got to clean everything up. And the clean-up that takes hours. There's a lot to do with clean-up.
By 9 a.m, there's tradies everywhere doing everything. But for the teams, there is one major job.
painting, painting, painting.
And it's a job that can be done by them and only them. And if anything is going to make their lives hell today, it'll be painting.
Well, having a double-fronted house is a bit of a curse when you have to do it in 1 week. That's like Polly Waz's house and the girls' house and everything. All the fretwork up the top and the finial and everything, it just takes so much time and costs so much money.
Out the back of house 2, Waz is prepping his garden bed.
Well, I now officially have my excavating apprenticeship.
What he doesn't know is earlier Rod and builder Sharan buried a little surprise behind this pole.
Digging out a bit of ground.
They just need him to dig in the right spot.
It'd be great if you did something, Sharan.
No, I was just saying we have got a bit of an issue. We need to dig a sump hole for the solenoid for this.
Yep, you heard it right. A sump hole for a solenoid. What?
I was going to show Rod too.
Why is he involved?
No, because he's got to do the same thing.
The boys are using builder's speak, or as it's known in the trade, BS.
He's got to do the same thing. They've got to attach the solenoid to this sump.
Right.
Waz has no idea what they're talking about.
Right, anyway, what did he say it needs to be?
Neither do they.
1.5.
1.5. Look at that. That's perfect. Can we just dig out this section here?
Yeah.
Right, because Rod's going to do the same thing and that plumber's on his way back and he'll put this solenoid in. Have you got in it? You got a shovel handy?
So have you got to go under your SBA? Do you have to put yours under your SBA or are you out the front?
Yeah, no, I've got it.
So what exactly is it?
It's just a
Can we just pinch that spade, mate, for 2 seconds?
this, and it's got an air.
Shovel.
Sure, just for he's coming here anyway. So, make sure it's all fitted. Nah, it's all through. Yeah, so just go deep around.
What the hell is that? Is that it? Is that it? What? That was all that was. That is the most pathetic thing I have ever seen in my life. Can we all maybe finish our houses?
Ollie, lighten up a little bit, mama.
We're the last day on the block. I think it's funny.
What possibly could a solenoid thing be doing in there?
What would I know, mate? I don't have a clue.
Is it behind the SP?
Coming up, problems with boundaries.
That half's theirs and that half's mine. This is actually on my land. So happens was.
Rod's front gate arrives and it's a doozy. It's now mid-morning on the last full working day. Plants are arriving, fences are going up, and the team's gardens are taking shape.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want.
And there's plenty of interest from the locals.
Busy little bees all around the place. No, it's going to look good. And each week I see it getting better and better.
I'm going to stay here till it's finished, because I had a bet with the boys they wouldn't finish it. A bit more paint, whatever that bit up there is halfway. A bit more paint on that and that'd be perfect. Look at him. Oh, dear.
It's a love-hate relationship between me and this bay window. I love it, but it's so bloody hard to paint.
Out the back of Josh and Jenna's place, landscaper Aaron is planting an orchard of fruit trees.
We'll get all the citrus in now, we just got to fill them with soil and then hedging goes in. It comes together really, really quick. And then the citrus will hedge them to about this height, and then the trees will be up above. So 3 layers in such a small area. It'll give the illusion of depth to the garden. 1 more to go. Beautiful.
Meanwhile, the girls' backyard is developing a distinct oriental theme.
How good is this? Our sunken lounge is completed and our bamboo has arrived. We've got stacks of it. I think he said there were 16 of them coming. They look amazing. They're just going to border our garden, and so when you walk through our house, you're going to see all of this fantastic foliage. And
I can't wait till the panda bears get here.
This fence is just about to go up between Rod and Tanya and us, and I really want a gate still put through there so we can share their spa.
There's no community hall anymore. That's what our backyards were like. We could just step from one house to the next. No more.
I just farewelled Tanya. It said, I'll have to be civil and walk through your front door now.
Polly, where are you? Oh,
I'm here.
Hello.
I don't like having a fence.
I miss you.
But as anyone with neighbours knows, boundary fences can be a battleground.
Polly and Waz have painted a little triangle of our post grey.
Because what's the go? You'll be painting that one grey too, will you?
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll paint the inside of it. I mean, we did all the work to get it in there. I mean...
And Josh is not impressed.
If you feel like you want to paint half of it...
Yeah, it's gonna
knock yourself out.
I really thought this through. My colour scheme is very perfectly thought through. So I am going to paint my triangle back.
That's the party wall. So that half's theirs and that half's mine. And this is actually on my land. So happens was.
I think they probably will be upset about it, but we'll see how Miss Polly treats me in the next day. So I'm hoping that when I go out the front, it'll be like, la, and it'll be all done.
I'm actually going to paint this bright pink.
Good. Good.
No news is good news.
Down at Rod and Tanya's place, the roof is on. Thanks to Chris's hard work out back, their huge deck is almost done.
Well, you just got to put a border around there and that's it.
And then fill it up.
Yep.
Now, Uncle Rod is not adverse to the odd practical joke.
Is that it? Is that it? That is the most pathetic thing.
Well, if at first you don't succeed...
I found this rubber snake and I went to stick it in Amy's garden.
I won't touch it.
Amy, it's a rubber snake.
I don't care. I don't like it.
It's plastic. Someone's going to get it back, that's all I can say. You better watch out. Payback's a bitch.
They want to hurry up because they're running out of time.
Well, payback is about to arrive in spades.
G'day, Ashley.
Rod's front gate has arrived, but it's a tad larger than expected.
The gates that I've ordered look like they're double big gates for like a big driveway. I kept my old one just in case, so they might get me out of the...
But Rod's original gate has disappeared.
Yeah, my original one I had stored off the side and someone's binned it.
No one knew, mate. You'll work out some way of doing it.
So we'll sit these over there and I'll cut them. I'm just thinking about taking out either that section there off each gate and then welding them together up the centre to create a wave that goes up and down like that.
I think he's got at least 2 or 3 hours work on his gates, so he's really going to be tight. Can't use power tools after 6 p.m, and he's got a lot to do.
Tomorrow morning I'm going to have this totally finished. I'm in a little bit of a spot of bother to sort this gate out between now and then.
I'm really concerned that Rod's not going to finish in time.
But Rod's bad luck is pure gold for Waz.
I didn't realise he was parking his limo here. Where do you want me to install it? That's about right, isn't it? These look amazing. We just hinge it about here. If it meets there, I don't think the judges will notice. I think it's going to look great. Just pivot it here, match the other one here, and you can swing out to a parked car. That's fine.
Okay, wind it up, rack off. Don't you get run over across the road, will you?
I wouldn't want to wreck your gate. But that's my nomination for Chump of the Day. That kind of a gate, I think, is wider than his entire front of his house.
Coming up, as the day draws to a close, all hell breaks loose.
OK.
This is a bit scary, this. He's going to go off.
If he talks to my son like that again, I'll knock his head in.
It's now late afternoon on the last day, and tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, all of this has to be finished. So now, it's not a matter of who's going to win, it's who's going to finish. And for Rod, his decision to make a new front gate is chewing up a lot of his precious time.
I finally made my mind up. I'm going to end up cutting this end of the gate off, this section here, and keep it. This section here and keep it. Marry them both together up the centre and weld them together again, and then hinge them off one side.
Well, Rod always wants to do a lot of things. I'm learning, though, not to say too much because he always proves me wrong. But again, I'm looking at him and I'm really concerned that Rod's not going to finish in time.
There's only 2 hours left before the council noise restrictions kick into play. So I've got to get stuck into this or I'm going to be left high and dry. Good job for coming and look.
Oh, OK. That'll be fine.
Survive?
Yeah, original.
I reckon this is about as good as I can come up with under the circumstances. It's no Picasso, but it'll have to do.
to go, guys. No more power tools after 2 hours.
It's 4 o'clock, so we're 4 hours overdue and we haven't even finished. Josh and Jenna, they're out the front flat out painting. We've all got heaps to do. We just don't have time. It's just a joke. It's an absolute joke. You know, what if you don't win? What if your house doesn't, you know, you make nothing? I can imagine that. I'd be just gutted. I'd never get over it. Yeah, no, it's pretty actually. I'm looking forward to going home.
And there's spot fires starting up everywhere.
I don't know. No, just house. You need to paint all the green. Okay, all right. Paint the green stuff.
I'm not painting it. Bloody painting.
Yeah. We're just really trying to get a result on this roof, and the bloke's just.
Watts has just come to me with a bit of an issue. He's a bit annoyed with one of the roof plumbers working overhead.
We're just trying to get ahead, but he's been here for 4 hours now, and 4 sheets of metal have gone up.
It's not that easy. He's got to roll sheets. He's got to actually manufacture a bit of it as well.
He's just not working at breakneck speed, that's all.
All right, mate, I'll try and hurry him up for you. Just have to go remediate and try and hurry him up. That's all I can do. He's going to go off. This is a bit scary, this. Yeah. Watts is getting a bit... He's just getting a bit cranky. It's all right, I've just told him to calm down. I've told him you're doing a good job and it's taking a while.
The guy's a goose.
I know, just relax, just relax.
Yeah. He's going on here, it's just going to take
I know, I've told him it's a really ordinary roof structure for you to work on. You're doing your best in that. Be a couple of hours, I think. It's all right.
Oh, easy, a couple of hours.
All right, no worries. He's doing his best. We're just going to try and give him a free run and he'll get out of here as quickly as possible.
Okay.
There's never been this many trades on the block before. And with less than 90 minutes to go, the pressure cooker is on.
I seen Daniel come back from up the corner block. He'd been pulling bluestone back down for the front porch, and he told me that one of the blokes that was doing landscaping on the girls' house had a crack at him. He was fairly abusive towards me son, so, you know, that doesn't go well with me at the best of times with anyone, let alone the boys. It seems to go to a new level, as I'm sure most parents appreciate. So I'd let him know in no uncertain terms that if he's got any issues, he can deal with them with me rather than talk to his son that way. If he talks to my son like that again, I'll knock his head in.
God!
Everyone's doing their job around here. I don't have a crack at anyone around here, so nor should he.
Yeah, he's come here for 2 days and thought he owned the place.
A bit of stirring has gone on and someone might have taken it the wrong way and fisticuffs nearly happened.
Go, Father.
1 hour to go, no more power tools!
With less than an hour left, Rod must refocus and get that fence up. But guess what? Another problem.
After all the things I've had to alter on the gate, now I've got to alter the fittings because they're the wrong fittings for the fencing. It's killing me. Absolutely killing me.
As the minutes tick down, everyone knows it's their last chance to use power tools.
Okay, guys, time's up, tools down!
Rod is out of time and still has to attach his gate. It's the last thing he needs, a big job for tomorrow morning.
Being on the block for the last 8 weeks has really brought Woz and I a lot closer. We now know everything there is to know about each other and what skills we do and don't have. And it's just cemented that he's right for me. It's really romantic, actually. Woz, do you feel the same?
Yep.
He does. He actually is really romantic. He, don't tell anyone, but he writes me love letters. Not since we've been on the block, though. I think he's had his mind on other things. Will you write me one soon?
A love letter.
I told them. Naughty Polly.
I dabble in romance. And what's more romantic than gardening and painting it? I don't even know what time it is. I may as well be in a casino. Are we going to have a look and then reposition?
Oh, it's like a perfect little picture.
That's better, yeah.
Yeah. Motherfuckers.
We'll dig them in.
Lighten up a little bit, Mama. We're the last day on the block.
Earlier, Rod's little practical joke with a plastic skull failed to impress Woz. Well, now he's going to try his luck with the girls, and he's thoughtfully left it on his front fence.
Oh, this is like the X-Files or something.
And they're convinced it's the real thing.
How deep down was he? The skull?
Couple of feet.
Couple of feet.
Well, where's the rest of it?
I don't know, stop digging. Wouldn't you?
They're not concerned. I'm concerned. I think we should call the forensic scientist.
I think so too. I think somebody should know that there's a dead body in there. Aussie's just eating his burrito near the skull that he found in his backyard. Like nothing's a problem. I'm shocked at my
Why are you
behaviour.
not worrying about the dead person?
I'm concerned.
Did you call the police?
Are you kidding?
Paperwork would be outrageous.
On 39 Cameron Street to come crime scene, judges won't like that, will they?
We'll go after auction.
Sure, I'll go on the way to the pub. Just let them know.
So you're just going to stash it back in the backyard somewhere and then after auction go, oh, look, I was just repotting a plant and look what I found.
Hey, trains, catch.
Don't!
Oh, great, it just broke. That is the skull cracking. Now you've got a dead person in front of your house.
That's bad karma.
Really bad.
You cannot leave that there.
I don't know what to do now. Somebody's been decapitated.
It died with a smile on its face.
Look at you. Get on,
What are you gonna do?
You know where it come from? That's the tradesman that put the dent in me fridge.
Don't do
What did you do? What did you just do?
Treading on it.
What did you just do? They had us going big time.
Oh, it's not real. It can't be. It can't be real.
Rubber. Look.
It looked real.
Rod, it's not real. You got us.
You got us. I honestly thought it was real.
But as the night closes in, the laughs become fewer and far between.
Have no idea how it's going out the backyard. I hope Chris and Daniel are out there planting some trees, and I hope they're going in better than what this fence is.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of a fun time here, trying to dig in the dark. Try and get these plants in, get them straight, get them in the right position.
Pretty
It's got to be done. If it doesn't get done, then we don't have the instant wow factor.
It's just ridiculous. We've got about 30 litres of paint to spread over these walls, I reckon. So much cutting in to do with all this fretwork. Paid tribute to the era of the house with the garden, I think. It's going to look very pretty. I can't wait to just stick that sign under that light, Bellacourt.
I don't want to paint.
The block has been transformed by Toyota Corolla. Still the world's most popular small car.
It's been an all-night slog, with all of our teams battling the cold, fatigue and heavy fog.
It's 6 o'clock
I am numb.
and it's freezing.
Keep saying, okay, if we just put in the next couple of hours everything that we have, then it'll all be over and we can sleep for weeks.
Pretty knackered at the moment. I've just about had enough. Yeah, it's locked in, so the best of luck.
The room's got nothing on this. It's definitely the hardest week. It's just ridiculous.
I can celebrate. All in all,
As the fog continues to roll in, our shattered teams do what they can before the 9 a.m. deadline.
It is so cold this morning and the fog and the dew is everywhere, so our paint is just dripping off the fence.
So my flannelette pyjamas might catch a light.
Have you ever looked so glamorous?
Look down there.
Yeah, no, did you pressure wash
That
it?
hasn't been painted. with
It had
paint.
been because you pressure washed it.
No, it wasn't. It was like that first.
No, it wasn't. I know it
Jenna,
wasn't.
I'm telling you, it was like that before I sprayed it, okay? And that's why I
Okay.
thought it was dirt, so I tried to spray it and it didn't come off. So.
Oh, that's funny.
We're all bloody tired. We've worked all night, so it'll want to be worth it. Those bloody judges better pick us this week, or I tell you what. Bash the out of them.
It's 5 o'clock or something this morning, and I just thought, I'm over this.
But for Rod, the nightmare is not over yet.
I can honestly say I don't think one thing from the time when this fence turned up here to the time I just finished then went right. Unbelievable. Couldn't happen on a worse day in history. It's fragile, but it's in place. It's a bit like myself, actually.
This is it. For our 4 exhausted teams, it's the final rush for the last time. down.
We just renovated our house.
Let's go do it.
Howdy.
Was that?
Morning.
Morning.
Polly, where are your shoes?
How are we all feeling?
Dishevelled.
Dishevelled. Well, this is it. The last day on the block. I don't care what the judges say today. I want to say that what you guys have done with these houses is nothing short of amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you believe that 8 weeks ago we were standing right here in this very spot in front of 4 of the sorriest looking knockdowns? They should have been condemned.
Yes.
But look at them now. You've given them another 100 years of life. Congratulations. Well done.
Scotty.
Thanks, mate.
Your gardens look incredible. And your facades, they're fantastic as well. And I was thinking that maybe you might be giving the judges their toughest week yet. And you have. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, the guys at Toyota know how hard you've been working, and they feel sorry for you.
Good.
So thanks to Corolla, one couple today will take home $5,000 cash to spend on a well-earned holiday.
We need that. I need a holiday.
I don't even want to think about it because it'll get my hopes up and...
Everyone just got lost in their own worlds, and I was just going, New York, New York, New York.
I need that holiday.
I couldn't think of anything better, to be honest with you.
Which couple is it going to be? That's up to the judges.
That's so good.
Coming up, the judges take a final look at the house exteriors.
And I keep having to remind myself how long they've had.
They've done all this in a few days.
Our judges, John McGrath and Neil Whittaker, are here ready to pass judgment for the final time on the exteriors.
I don't know how these guys have had any sleep if they have.
I don't think they've had a wink of sleep. Quite amazing.
I love our concrete facade. I think the judges will be impressed by that colour because it does look beautiful and everyone comments on it.
What do you think of the colour?
I think it's a great colour. And John, do you know what I love? I love the way they've managed to successfully make the front of the house feel contemporary, but they've been completely respectful of the heritage.
Yes. Yeah,
It's been done really well.
The fence that they've done here is of the era.
You know, they've kept the name of the house, Banstead Cottage.
Yeah.
They've even managed to get a light up there.
Yes.
It's like they're proud of the bones of the house.
Yes.
I think that's a really nice touch. But they also haven't been scared to do a few contemporary things, like the choice of the front door, the choice of the shutters.
Looks like they've done a bit of work around the side too. Let's have a look what they've done there.
Nice gate, John.
Very nice. I mean, in an inner city home, Neil, every metre counts. So I love the fact that they haven't disregarded this space. They've actually made it part of the aesthetic and, by the looks of things, part of the practical storage. I mean, they've got a little bit there for
That's really
bikes
clever.
or sporting equipment.
Or even maybe just the bins. And I keep having to remind myself how long they've had.
They've done all this in a few days.
It is just remarkable.
It would take me a year to paint this and then I couldn't do it, so...
When John and Neil walk through those bifold doors, they're going to feel a sense of how huge our backyard actually is.
They're going to go instant entertainment area.
Something bubbling away over there.
I think there's something bubbling away in the corner. You can't go past a spa bath. Call me old-fashioned.
We've decked it right to the fence and we've put spa in it, al fresco table and a bar, and it still looks really huge.
There's just an amazing sense of space. They really are the couple that have thought of everything, aren't they? I mean, look at the barbecue. With its own sink, its own serving hatch, and the awning, the weather shield up here.
Yeah.
And just the aspect, John, when you come back here and look into the house, you've just got this incredible sense of space.
I love it because these guys, they're doers, they work hard, they think things through.
And they've got a very, very clear idea, I think, of who's going to buy this house.
There's even a bit around the side here, Neil, we should have a look at.
Oh, the light box.
So, that's outside your main living area. I mean, that must look amazing at night time. And just even the detail, they put a nice little garden at the end.
Top job. It's very, very impressive.
If my backyard doesn't win, I will run half naked around the block.
Cool, the other's got a high benchmark to jump over.
Absolutely. Should we go and have a look?
I think the judges are going to be very impressed by the front facade of our house. I think it's striking. The colours that we've chosen definitely stand out. I think our choice of plants as well is going to impress the judges. They look well established and the green matches in great with the dark grey facade.
They've done a beautiful job, Neil, haven't they?
They have, John. They've done a really good job.
I love the fact they've got a big clump of greenery here in the front.
Yeah.
Gives it a bit of life, but they've got this fairly muted tone behind.
Quite a few ideas going on, though, John. They've got a lot of different styles. Not sure how well they're all gelling.
Neil, I'm not 100% sure about these supports. I personally would have loved to have seen them treated or painted, but I suspect...
I think they're meant to be weathered.
Yeah, I think that's it, so I'm not going to take any points off because of that.
But, John, one thing about these girls is that they've often impressed us with the wow factor.
Yeah.
So let's see what they've got in store out back.
OK.
When Neil and John walk out into our backyard, I think they're going to be blown away.
Well, this is unique. It's not what I expected.
The Japanese Zen garden. Wow.
Let's hope we don't get smoked out, but this is really quite cosy and unique, isn't it?
Open the bifold doors, go and sit in the pit, get the fire going, enjoy sitting outside.
Clever idea, beautifully done. I guess it's not going to be for everyone.
And takes up
It's working
a lot of
for me.
space. I mean, that's the problem is they've placed a big bet on this is going to be appealing.
Yes.
And I'm a bit like you. It's got a nice first impression, and I think you can have some lovely afternoons and lunches here. But if someone doesn't like it, it's not that easy to reverse.
No. Throughout the house, there's been a fairly quirky aesthetic. So I suppose it's going to appeal to a certain type of buyer.
The buyer that likes a house will probably love this.
Exactly. And I reckon they've been confident that that buyer is going to like what they've done. Let's hope they're right. I suppose what they've done is they've created like a modern Japanese feel.
Yeah. And look, whilst I said it does dominate and take a lot of the garden, there is space there because, of course, remember, we saw when they did that kitchen and dining room, we were wondering what was going to happen out here because that table could be quite easily wheeled out here and used for a summer luncheon.
Yeah. No, it was a very good choice of table, obviously chosen specifically for that purpose.
And they've got a great barbecue. I mean, that's a serious chef's barbecue over there.
And the bamboo will take off and the bamboo will give them a great screen and great privacy from next door.
I think this is a great garden to complement their terrific kitchen, living and dining space.
And looking back into the house from here, John, it looks terrific.
Well, we've got a little bit more to see and then we can
I don't really want to leave. I'm quite happy here. But I guess we better move on.
OK.
The judges are here for the final look at the exteriors of the last two houses.
Wow, Neil, last week this was like a demolition site.
This is extraordinary. I feel like I'm in a different street.
I think our house is the pick of the bunch because it's the brightest and it looks the most welcoming.
First impression's pretty good, John.
I like the fact they've gone for a lighter tone, actually. It's different to the others.
Yeah.
And it sort of works for this house and I think the style of house.
I like the contrast of the cream and the grey.
I'm not sure how the judges are going to react to the Western red cedar shutters.
I wish they had painted the shutters.
I know what you're going to say, yeah. I'm not sure those lights quite work for me either. I mean, as a detail, we've always said first impression, front of the house, what the buyer sees first. You know, we're looking for $1 million plus price tags on these properties.
Yeah.
And I think they could have gone for something a little bit more substance.
There's something about the simplicity that I like. I like the choice of the two very simple miniature trees. They're kind of letting the house speak for itself. It's pretty good.
Let's have a look out the back.
Yeah.
I love the backyard. It's a backyard oasis, and I think it's absolutely spectacular.
Nice use of space.
I mean, it feels compact but cosy.
Yeah.
And I love this sort of lush wall of green, which is really, it's quite striking.
Feels quite established, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Feels like it's been here a long time.
And Neil, I love the outdoor kitchen that they've put together. I mean, that's almost a prerequisite today on a good home.
Yeah.
And I think it's really complemented the indoor entertaining and cooking area by putting that in there. I think it's a real advantage to have this. I mean, it's more than just a barbecue. It's a great barbecue, but they've actually made it into a functional kitchen, storage, entertaining area.
The infrastructure's there for the plumbing, the tab's there for the plumbing. There's just a bit of metal between it that's not connecting yet. And if they go to turn it on, they'll go...
And, yeah. Functionality, John. Oh, well, I'm sure it'll be good in time. OK, glad we came over here.
I just go on the impression and the feeling is terrific. I mean, it really feels very lush and tropical. which I like.
There are no words to describe how you feel when you have renovated a completely dilapidated, should have been bulldozed house and turned it into an absolute spectacular building.
We've got one to go, so we better go and check that one out too.
I think the judge has been impressed by the charm that we've kept with the house. We've restored all the ornate features like the fretwork and the finial at the top, and we've really enhanced those by painting them white against the grey walls.
I think that they'll be impressed.
It's a beautiful looking house, isn't it? They've done a good job.
They've made it feel contemporary because of the colour they've chosen. It's their signature pale grey that they've used throughout the whole house. But they have been, at the same time, very sympathetic to the original features of the house.
The garden confuses me a little bit. I mean, it's quite busy, and I'm not sure some of the choices of plants are ideal. They've chamfered the fence in and they've put this little planting. That's going to be hard to maintain and keep.
Well, it looks a little bit to me like panic planting.
Right.
So we've got to fill this space. There's a really nice story, John, attached to the name up there, Bellicourt, 1915. They've done some research, apparently, into the guy that originally built this house.
Oh, really?
And he died in the Great War, in the First World War. He was apparently very young. I think the house was built in 1914. That was the year he died, 1915, and that's the place where he died. So there's a nice little story.
And they've been very good at that, bringing history back, haven't they? Right through from the first room. Well, we better go and have a look what they've done out the back.
Yep, OK.
The biggest thing is that it's going to be family friendly. Everyone's going to love it. There's plenty of fruit. It's a bit of wow factor again.
It's like a country orchard, isn't it, really? There's orange trees and lime trees and olive bushes and...
Yeah, they've got it all going on. I guess all these things are going to flourish because we're north-facing, so there's going to be heaps of light.
Well, in a year or two, when this becomes established, you get these wonderful citrus fruits and trees.
It'll be beautiful.
Really going to be fabulous.
As the hedges grow and the orange trees grow and the pear trees get all their leaves, it's going to be absolutely amazing.
I mean, I love the fact they've broken it in two zones.
Two zones, yeah.
So you've got your main area here and you've got a secondary area there, which is slightly more private, separate.
It's a great use of space, John. You know, they've got the overhead weather protection. You've got this great dining area here. Again, they've given themselves room to seat a lot of guests. Maybe not with these benches, but potentially you can get a lot of guests around here.
Well, this couple's interesting, Neil, because they've won more rooms than anyone else. But I think they might have lost more rooms than anyone else too. They've been unusually up and down, more up than down. I mean, I love their work, but I think this is one of their up days.
Well, it might not win, but it's going to win at auction.
I guess all we've got to do now is go and let them all know the scores.
Great news.
Let's go.
Tomorrow night, the scores for the house exteriors are in. And they're big numbers. After 59 days on the block,
let's get a plate and hook in.
It's time to celebrate.
Too much, I saw too much.
And the teams make an emotional farewell to the homes they built.
This is like our perfect house.
I'm going to miss it like crazy.
We've put our heart and soul into this place. We need somebody to love this house.